Shabbat Shalom. I am Rabbi Javier Carapan, and I am joined this evening by Leslie, Warren, Harris, and our technical team. A big thank you to our BOW committee for bringing us beyond our walls. And we're also looking for digital docents. If you would like to be part of that group, let us know. We're calling all the numbers in the square brackets, and just take a moment to silence your devices.
Sorry, I got new glasses, and when I smile, they touch my face.
They're very nice.
Which makes me giggle more, which makes them touch my face more. It's just weird. So I apologize if I make weird faces at you during services tonight. I'm not used to how
Also,
they're
if
on
she
my
skips
face.
pieces of the music or something, now you know why. Anyways, it's good to have new glasses. I love when I get new glasses.
I can see really well. But
Nice. It's a different feeling, right? You got new glasses, you're like, this, try to figure out where. You know what I'm talking about.
I do, actually.
Welcome again. We begin our time together. Welcome in Shabbat, page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue our service, page 121, as we read together. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. We continue together, page 140, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, a psalm, a song for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot LaAdonai, ulezamer leShimcha Elyon, ulezamer leShimcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot LaAdonai, ulezamer leShimcha Elyon, ulezamer leShimcha Elyon. Le'hagid baboker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha baleilot, alei asor ba'aleina, ve'alei higayon bechinot. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot LaAdonai, ulezamer leShimcha Elyon, ulezamer leShimcha Elyon. Ki simachtani Adonai bepolecha, במעשה ידיך ארנן, מה גדלות מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. continue together, page 138, with Lecha Dodi. We're singing together stanzas 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ישמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי,
יאי לי 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 לי,
יאי לי 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 לי,
יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי.
ברכו
ברכו
את אדוני,
את אדוני,
המבורך,
המבורך.
ברוך אדוני,
ברוך אדוני,
המבורך,
המבורך
לעולם,
לעולם Continue together on page 149. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amecha v'tov, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadetam. Aleken Adonai ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם העד. כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגד יומם ולילה. שמע ישראל, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavavecha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha, ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לעולכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Amen. We join together at the top of page 157. Standing at the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were ever taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land. The winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילה
עושה נורא תהילות, עושה פלא אדוני, ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, שאלי אנו ואמרו אדוני, ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי. Continue together in the middle of page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, O guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming, to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores Sukkot Shalom aleinu, ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת לא ינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. תפתח. יא נה 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 ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד את תהילתך. יא נה 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 אדוני, יא נה 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 שפתי תפתח. יא נה 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 ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד את תהילתך. יא נה 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 אדוני, יא נה 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 שפתי תפתח. יא נה 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 ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד את תהילתך.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסרות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם וזרוע צרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. ותן חלקנו בתוך Sameinu mituvecha v'samechenu b'shuatecha. This is on page 180 down near the bottom. I'm so sorry. Ya la la la.
As we gather on this Shabbat, we turn our thoughts to those in need of healing. As we go around the sanctuary, you had the opportunity to mention some names out loud here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As we think of those in need of healing, page 371, Mi Sheberach.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor haberacha leimoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
May the one who blessed our ancestors bring blessings of strength, compassion, and healing to those of us who struggle with the oppression of addiction, emotional distress, and mental suffering. Surround them with loving kindness, grace, companionship, and peace. Mi sheberach imoteinu mekor haberacha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us
say Amen.
Time for our Simcha Moment. We invite you to share a Simcha by typing it in the comments, and those of us here in person can come up to the X and share your Simcha. Don't forget to tell us, if you're here, who you are and why you are here. I can't be going on.
Well, this was the week that we had our last GFN sessions, Good Faith Network, and we had so many people come that we broke into 2 groups, which was very exciting. And I had a moment of excitement because everyone in my group said yes. But I had thought there was one person who wasn't going to say yes, and sure enough, today he told me that he didn't want to. So I made 99%. And I was very excited. The next meeting we're going to have will be October 25th. It will be 6 o'clock here at Beth Torah. And I'm really excited. This will be when we present 3 issues for people to decide which new issue we're going to take on this year. And we're going to continue with mental health and homelessness. So, what?
Fight today. No, you're not going to. You continue fight homelessness.
Continue working on it, yeah.
Yes.
Continue
to end
working
it.
on it. When I was finished, he told me I had to turn off my phone and turn it back on. And I had never been able to turn off my phone, so I thought, well, I better do a search on how do I turn off my phone. And sure enough, a little thing came up and I was able to click on it and I was able to turn my phone off. Now, you don't know how exciting that is, but when you've been struggling with something like that, it's great.
Carol also learned how to turn off her phone, which for some of us is a big deal. It was for me. It took me a long time with my new phone before I figured out how to turn it off.
Hi, I'm Paula Frummerman, and we had our meeting last night for the small group leaders for next year, or this coming year, this year now, and it went really well, and Aviva, Peter Pizer, and Julie Schlachter and I all worked on it, and he gave them dinner and talked and instructed them, and the rabbi was with us, and it was a very good meeting.
My name is Warren, and my Simcha tonight is having finished a second sequence of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur here at Congregation Beth Torah, and words do not adequately describe what a joy that is for me. Many have heard this before, but I'll say it again. To sit in Kansas City in a synagogue in the early 60s and dream about singing in a choir and maybe someday conducting is truly a childhood dream come true. Normally I'm full of hot air and a lot of words, but words elude me now to express my appreciation to our music director, Leslie, and also to Rabbi Katapan for allowing me to be a part and allowing me to collaborate, and it's a joy.
I want to second that and thank Warren also for all of his hard work, because my Simcha is that, hi, I'm Denton, by the way. The high holidays did just finish, and I got to spend my very first high holidays as a member of the Jewish community. And during that time, I got to rehearse with the choir, and you see all of the hard work that goes on behind the scenes to make these events happen. And truly, it was an honor to be a small part of it. So thank you all very much.
You know, high holidays are not over yet in my mind, so I still have to go through through Simcha Torah and Shemini Atzeret. That's why I'm not saying anything yet until next week. But yes, thank you. Your Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, the big ones are behind. But we're not there yet. We gotta get through Monday. That's just how it is. But it's still, it's an almost, like Carol, it's a 90%, 90-something percent simcha. The 10% will be then on Sunday and Monday. Oh, we have one more, please.
My name is Charlene Krause. Last year, I wanted to get a ticket from Carol, but I couldn't go. So this year, I participated, and in my second group, Carol's first group, I submit the paper or email. I'm committed to so I'll be here 25th.
Wonderful, thank you. Yeah, and that's for the entire Good Faith Network. It's not just us, Beth Torah, it's all 20 congregations. And all the members of the network will be here. So it's going to be a big event. We now gather all our simchas and we offer a prayer. Divine source of blessings, we thank you for everything that enriches our lives. We turn to you now with gratitude as we share in the happiness of those who have marked their good news accomplishments, birthdays, anniversaries. Adonai, be with them now and always. May they be blessed with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow, and with much health and happiness, now and always, as we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our sacred community. We join together in song as we mark this sacred occasion. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. You're free to go. I should have said the simcha, that thought after the fact. The festival of Sukkot is the only Yom Tov, the only holiday actually anywhere in the Jewish calendar where we are commanded to rejoice. There's no other holiday. We do it, but it's not really commanded. So you can be pouting, every holiday, but on Sukkot, you have to make an effort, and it says, V'samachta v'chagecha v'ayita ach samech, and you shall rejoice in your holiday, and thus you will be joyful. Well, Purim is not, it's Ask the Rabbi, all right, so it's Ask the Rabbi. Somebody asked, what about Purim? Well, Purim is not a Yom Tov, it's not in the Torah. And then we can do whatever we want, basically. That's basically what happens. So for the holidays that are not from the Torah, in general, things are kind of made up as we went along. And that's the truth. Well, that's the truth. If you can't handle the truth, but really, the festival of Sukkot is fantastic. It's really a celebration in nature. And among the many things that make Sukkot so complex and interesting is the connection to plants, to the weather. If you were here this week for Sukkot, everything was blowing around us. We tried the best we could. And of course, it's outdoors. Now, that's a first for Jewish things, right? Outdoors. Jews are not known for like the outdoor-ish thing, but Sukkot is one of those. It's true. It's true. I mean, but Sukkot has it all. It's really unique, and it contains a mitzvah to say a blessing over a fruit that we are not going to eat. That's also a first, right? Because we tend to like food in the Jewish tradition, yet we say a blessing over a fruit, and you guess it is the etrog, right? Do not try to eat the etrog as you get it, right? It's not edible. I really don't know what could happen to you, but try not to. Now, you may be surprised that the word etrog not only is not found anywhere in the Torah, it's not found anywhere in the Hebrew Bible. All 24 books of the Hebrew Bible, the word etrog is nowhere to be found. It's not really a Hebrew word, it's an Aramaic word. So no, Moses did not celebrate Sukkot with an etrog, not even a dry etrog. But the book of Leviticus does have a reference to, and this is the translation, a fruit from a beautiful tree. Pri etz hadar in Hebrew, pri etz hadar. And it was really not until much later that this fruit was identified with the etrog. And we actually have the actual kind of first appearance of the word etrog in Jewish literature, which is not important. Now think about something like chrein, horseradish, that has been identified with maror. That's another good example. The bitter herbs that we eat at the Seder, given that horseradish is neither bitter nor an herb, neither one of those things. So similarly, there's a history of how the etrog became the fruit of choice for Sukkot, but we're going to leave that for another time. Now, as it often happens in Judaism, not knowing exactly the history of a Jewish minhag, of a custom, has never stopped commentators from coming up with a creative and meaningful story behind the minhag. Such is the case, of course, with the etrog. In his commentary to the book of Leviticus, the great 11th century French commentator Rashi teaches that the Pri Etz Hadar, it's called Hadar because it is the tree whose fruit remains. Hadar. Now, it's not the same word. It sounds the same. In Hebrew, it has a different spelling, but it doesn't matter. It sounds the same to him. And that means that dwells or lives. In modern Hebrew, the word for apartment is dira. That's your dira. So this is hadar, that lives or dwells. Excuse me. And here's a picture of the etrog there. You see there? And you see how that etrog is actually growing up. You see? I told you last week, or somebody asked me a question, it grows up. So, and it starts green, obviously, but maybe not obvious to everybody, but it does start green. And so this is the fruit that lives on the tree from year to year. And Rashi says, and this is what we know as an etrog. He doesn't tell us how he knows this, but this is just how it goes. So the obvious question is, what exactly does Rashi mean by a fruit that remains or that dwells? Most fruits, you may know, do not stay on the plant for too long, right? Because they either get eaten, or they rot, or they dry, or they fall off. So that's kind of a unique thing for the etrog. But to answer the question, really, first I need to share with you an encounter I once had with an etrog. You don't often, talk about encounters with an etrog, but this one is an interesting one. Now, as you may know, I'm fond of horticulture, and I'm very proud of my fig tree this year. It looks like it's filled with fruit. And so when I'm able to travel, I try to visit botanical gardens. So a few years ago, excuse me, my good friend, Israeli Leo, took me to Neot Kedumim, which is the biblical garden in the countryside of the Judean mountains. And their mission is basically to grow species of plants that are mentioned in Jewish sources, mostly in the Hebrew Bible, but also in the Talmud and Midrash. And among the plants they grow, of course, they have an Etrog orchid. I never seen one. Until then, all I have seen were the little etrogim that we all know come in a little box or, wrapped. They have a beautiful fragrance, and their skin is luscious, but not sure that we can say much more about them other than that. But based on the Midrash, Rashi adds a new spiritual dimension to the etrog. What makes the etrog great is its growing habit. So in subtropical climates, the etrog can stay on the tree growing away for at least 2 growing seasons. You have not experienced the awesomeness of the etrog until you've encountered one as big as your head, as I have. So there is an etrog. Those be hard to ship in a little box, but still. So, beholding an etrog at this place, Neot Kedumim, for the first time, as it might have been in ancient times, all I could think was, Ma Rabu Masecha Adonai, how great are your deeds, O God. Apparently, and there it is, the same etrog on this plant. Apparently, the etrog can stay attached to the branches of the tree year-round, subject to all kinds of climatic variations. If you cut one open, you'll see that the etrog is mostly skin. There's almost nothing in the middle, a few seeds, that's all. But the thick skin we see in the etrog results from its natural resilience. It's a way to adapt to the temperature changes and to the unforgiving fluctuations of rain, wet conditions, and drought that are very common in Israel. Adversity had made the etrog adjust and find a way to survive by growing thicker, stronger skin. Now, growing a thicker skin can come handy, both literally and metaphorically. Our ancient rabbis saw in the etrog a symbol of permanence and stability. The etrog reminded them that surviving challenges, experiences, and can make us stronger. Like the etrog, our spirits are forged by the constant need to adapt to new circumstances in our lives. The etrog represents an example of character traits that we can make our own, and they can make, in turn, our lives a little better. Things like adaptability, flexibility, and resilience are personal traits that we should all try to develop. I cannot begin to list how the global pandemic disrupted all our lives. I was just thinking that before this last high holidays, that are almost over, I had only experienced 3 years of quote-unquote normality serving our congregation, from 2016 to 2019. So half of my time here, as it turned out, was marked by the pandemic. Back in March of 2020, had you told me about all the changes and learning that I had to do during the past 3 years, I would have laughed. We would have all laughed together. We are often taught that the Sukkah represents all the vulnerable things in our lives, as if we needed a reminder of how precarious our lives are, right? But until the global pandemic hit, I would have agreed that we needed that reminder annually, in particular, since in general, we are blessed to live in solid homes and we lack very little. Next to the teaching of the Sukkah, I'll place the Etrog as a counterbalance. The Sukkah represents impermanence, the Etrog, stability. The Sukkah reminds us that wind can blow all away. The Etrog teaches about permanence. The Sukkah represents our fleeting days, the Etrog, our resilience. It is not a matter of choosing one or the other. No, it's really a matter of knowing that we need both. We need to be aware that life is short and that our time is limited. And at the same time, remember that like all other living, breathing creatures on this earth, we possess an enormous ability to recover from difficulties. In our lives, adversity and stress come in many shapes and forms. A global pandemic, family or relationship problems, health problems, financial pressures, stress in the workplace, natural disasters, and human-induced tragedies. The Etrog reminds us of our God-given ability to regenerate, to build resilience, and grow spiritually. We must all embrace and develop our natural tendency to remain, to dwell in our narrow, difficult places so that our spirits can heal and be restored. But wait, there is more. The Etrog is also an example of how to do it. Although the Etrog goes through a lot of changes as it grows on the tree, it manages to remain beautiful. Its skin is not bitter, but it exudes a delightful aroma. For many of us, it is a challenge to go through difficult things in our lives without getting a little discouraged, a tiny grouchy, and a bit bitter. The Etrog shows how to remain thankful and sweet and kind in spite of our many difficulties. As we celebrate this festival of Sukkot with the Sukkah and the Etrog, we pray, God, help us understand how fragile all our possessions and titles are, how momentary our lives really are. But also, God, show us the way to learn from the Etrog. Adonai, inspire us so that we may continue to strengthen our spirits, our determination, and each other. May we be resilient as we face the adversities in the future, but also get hope that we can remain sweet and kind. Chag Sameach, have a wonderful rest of Sukkot, and Shabbat Shalom. Service continues with Aleinu L'Shabeach. It's on page 586. If you're able, please stand and join us.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם כלכנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני Kadosh Baruch Hu.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Page 596. As we prepare for our moment of remembrance, I invite you to join me at the top of the page. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear. That if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those about us. The psalmist said that in his affliction he learned the law of God, and in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silence in their presence and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. Thus, even when they are gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wished to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing. We have heard of the passing of Barbara Bobby Hamburg, sister of Donna Gould. We are observing the Shiva period for Carla Schaefer and of Dave Zucker. Dorothea Polsky, mother and mother-in-law of Doug, and Colleen Polsky. And Shloshim periods for Lisa Berman, niece of Elizabeth Applebaum and cousin of Jim Applebaum and Sharon Hoffman. Gloria Sherman, mother and mother-in-law of Janice and Steve Katz. Marcia Eisenberg, mother of Diana Hurst. Robert G. Shaw, husband of Jeannie Shaw. Helen Frankel Bank Alter, aunt of Floyd Frankel. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Mo Deitch, Shirley Deutsch, Alan Effelbaum, Louis Alvin Thier, Gitlia Friedman, Irv Gewurz, Louis Goldfarb, Minnie Goldman, Richard Gerald Greenberg, Johnny Guy, Miriam Miki Hamovitz, Frank Karasik, Lillian Nathan Kirsch, Estelle Rutman, Riva Ryabtseva, Aaron Ryabtsev, Ruth Schultz, Sadie Sobol, Helen Supovsky, Harriet Tiven, Marilyn Waknov, Harriet Yedling. Zichronam livracha, may the memories be for a blessing. Page 598, we rise for Kaddish Yatom, the mourners' Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabba, be'alema divra chiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, bechayechon uvyamechon, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דע אמירם בלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל This is Aviva's song. The announcements are coming, they won't take too long. If you want to do some Jewish, she won't steer you wrong. This is Aviva's song.
New setup in the back with Dave, so take a look. It's very exciting. A few quick announcements. Tomorrow, we will continue celebrating Shabbat together at 9 a.m. with Simchat Shabbat, and the special theme for this week is the ritual of beating the willow fronds. And all of us in person have the opportunity to shake the lulav in a minute in the Sukkot. Then at 10:30 a.m., we have our Shabbat morning service, and at 7 p.m., we have Shiva for Dorothea Polsky at Doug and Colleen's home. Like we mentioned, the High Holy Days are almost concluded. On Sunday night at 5 p.m., all are welcome in the CBT backyard and also inside for Chef Aristo's food truck. We're very excited. Dinner is on the house on Beth Torah. That's at 5 p.m., and then at 6:30, we have our Simchat Torah service. So you want to be here, because if we have enough people to unroll the entire Torah scroll, it is going to happen. But we got to be here in person for it to happen. So it will be great. We cannot wait. And then Monday at 10:30 a.m., we have our Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah service, including Yisker at B'nai Yehuda, and that will be live streamed on B'nai Yehuda's Facebook page. So we'll share it on our Facebook page as well, but that's where to find it. And last but not least, the time has come to register for small groups, like Paula mentioned. Registration closes on Sunday, and you don't want to miss it. And it is not too late to make your pledge in our High Holy Day appeal. With that, following the closing song, join us in the sukkah for Kiddush, Hamotzi, and Pizza in the Hut. Shabbat Shalom.
Feels like it's about 65 degrees outside, so I think we can still do it.
I have a sweater in my office.
I think I'm going to get it. Until then, if you're able, please stand and join us. Ooh. Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai. Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yada dai dai dai. Yada dai dai, Olam chesed yibaneh. Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai. chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadai, yadadai, I will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai, then God will build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadadai, dai, dai, yadai, dai, dai. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.
Take care of each other out there.